Oh, I just burped. Well,
Hang on.
it was like a cute, dainty one, so it wasn't like...
Brad tries hotboxing it. Or is it the Dutch oven that I'm thinking of?
I think
can't
hotboxing
remember.
is when you smoke weed in a car.
And the Dutch oven is the Dutch oven.
I don't know. I'm not a 13-year-old boy.
I still have the heart of a 13-year-old boy.
You let one rip all the time. In the
I
car.
don't.
Yes, you do. Well, I'll be laying on you on your side or something, and then you're just like, I'm like, Brad.
I keep telling you, it's Lloyd. You don't believe me. Lloyd's very gassy. That's why he's so big, like a hot air balloon. We could put a little basket underneath him and put some action figures in. Like it's the cat balloon from the opening credits of Heathcliff.
Anyways, that conversation went somewhere else.
That's our marriage story. That's a peek into every conversation that we have. It's mostly snarky, smartassery.
That's you.
Well, yeah, like it's me doing this smart-ass snarkiness, letting one rip, and then you doing one of these.
That's a movie poster right there.
Yeah, with me in the background. That's right. We're remaking Road Trip.
Anyway.
So I was very nervous when we were watching this movie because you were taking notes.
I mean, you are a director sometimes, and I've been an actress in the movie you directed.
This is true, yeah. Yeah. That's why I told you I need to start directing plays. So I can
get like the little hat.
Yeah, so I can wear sweet sweater vests. Yeah, like sit there like this. Marriage Story. I didn't realize this was going to Netflix, because I know it was out in some theaters. It was playing in the city. Had I known it was a Netflix movie, I might have made a trip into the city to go see it, because I heard nothing but great things about this movie. And granted, I mean, when I saw that it went public on streaming this weekend, I was glad, so I could finally check it out.
Are you okay? You're like...
I got the Mountain Dew burps. Excuse me.
We're like out of breath.
No, just the Mountain Dew burps. With my meth teeth.
Okay.
Just Google Mountain Dew teeth. Okay. Please do. We'll put it up on the big screen. No, this is the one with Adam Driver. It's the Noah Baumbach movie with Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, where it's the film about this couple going through a divorce. And they've been together for a decent amount of time. And they do have a kid who's, 6, 7, maybe, or something like that. Something. And at the beginning of the movie opens showing you why this couple probably got together, got married, ended up having a kid together, because it's each one of them saying what they love about the other person. And it's showing this too. It's showing, I love this about him, and he's saying I love this about her, and it's kind of this montage that's going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's like showing, it's not just saying it.
No, yeah, it is, because when it stops, it's them in this mediator's room who asked them to write this out, and they're supposed to read it to one another, but she doesn't want to read hers to him, and they end up leaving before he could read his. And the movie is really showing what this couple, who don't hate each other by any means, it's them starting out wanting to have this very easy, amicable divorce, just painless. Let's be peaceful about this.
Make friends.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly have mutual friends. The family likes each other enough. Hell, she was even just in this play that they were still kind of touring around with, because she was a actress who had done some movies. It looked like some like raunchy comedies about 10 plus years. Then instead of kind of pursuing this movie career, did this stage career instead with him as this pretty successful director, stage director. And what I like about the movie is kind of showing how everyone else around them makes this situation a million times worse.
Yeah. Stay out of it. I mean, not just the lawyers, because it's certainly, this movie is certainly showing how brutal lawyers can be and how it's kind of a game between both lawyers. Who's going to win this case, and just kind of like attacking, the other person. And like the mother-in-law, his mother-in-law, or Scarlett Johansson's mom, like
Julie Haggerty.
She's just like, no, you should stay together. And like, it's like, no, sometimes it's better for people to get divorced.
Yeah.
When I was watching the movie with you, I was like, man, this movie's giving me anxiety. Like,
it's an intense movie.
Every bad thing that can happen during a divorce happens.
Yeah. There are scenes in this movie that you're just sitting there cringing because it's legit suspenseful, just in its emotion, its dialogue, this power play that these lawyers are having. Because again, you're sitting there frustrated because you're seeing this couple wanting to have a easy enough divorce to just make it quick and painless. But as soon as they start getting advice from one person or this lawyer and this lawyer, it becomes the most complicated, dramatic thing that it could possibly be. Yeah. And when they're in the court, there's a great scene in the courtroom where her lawyer's Laura Dern, his is Ray Liotta, and before, Ray Liotta and Laura Dern are kind of just having small talk because they're friendly and know each other, and they're talking about this thing they'll do over the weekend. And then when it's there in the courtroom, you're right, it is kind of like this game of egos between the lawyers, kind of having this pissing contest between one another, like it's a video game.
Yeah.
Stuff like that was great.
There were a lot of monologue scenes that were great. Like, there's a fight between Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson that's very realistic. I feel like if you're in a relationship and you get in a fight like that, like it's very realistic. It's long. It's like a lot of monologues. There's a monologue by Scarlett Johansson that's really good when she's talking to Laura Dern about just a brief, like, not brief because it's really long, just the background of what's going on in her life and the marriage. And,
this is kind of her first scene with Laura Dern.
And it's just like this really, really well acted. Like, this is like my favorite Scarlett Johansson performance, I think.
More so than Ghost in the Shell?
I didn't see that, but I saw.
Obviously, you're saying this is the best.
Well, the trailer for it just seems like she's just kind of saying lines. I was telling you, I was like, I like her in those movies that are not franchises. I like it when it's like these independent movies, like Lost in Translation, Ghost World, or
she's really good in Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, like I like those kind of movies that she's in because I feel like in just like every big blockbuster, it's kind of like just her saying lines. Not that she's doing it badly. I'm just, I feel like I see a person. You
see her talent on display more in a movie like this. This is probably the best performance I've ever seen her give. That scene with her and Laura Dern. The actors are so great in this and directed so well that while they're talking quite a bit, they're directed to do what a person would kind of do in this situation. So they're kind of getting up and using the restroom or grabbing something to eat or grabbing something to drink. It's very precise, all the things that the actors do in the film, and it made it very authentic. Made it very real. I noticed
that too. I was like, it's not like they're just talking back and forth like this. It's like they're doing things like that normal people do when they talk. And he's brilliant at directing actors.
And this is an actor's movie, certainly. Even just scenes of dialogue are intense in this film. When he comes over and he hasn't been served divorce papers yet.
Oh, yeah.
And the envelope is sitting on the table, and you're just sitting... Now, when you're looking at the dialogue and how the scene's going, they're kind of happy and cheerful and everything, and kind of, joking back and forth with each other. But he's going to end up seeing that envelope on the table, and you're waiting for that to happen. Like, you're waiting for his eyes to drift over there. And even when he kind of walks in that direction towards the toaster, it's like, oh shit, he's going to see that. Like, and the argument that they have with each other is raw. It's brutal. And again, the movie does a perfect job at not really wanting to make you overall side with one or the other.
They're kind of both, like, have large egos, I feel. It's kind of a battle of two egos. I mean, one's a director. I mean, you kind of have to have an ego to, like... be an actor, I think. You know, you kind of have to like write and direct a play, you know. Maybe that's just me, but
no. You, as somebody who's written and directed and acted in my own things many, many times.
No, you don't have an ego.
No, not at all. I'm the most relatable person in the world. Of course you do. But it's all about realizing that and not being a complete freaking narcissist.
No.
Or, like, of course, to write this, create this, act in this, yeah, I mean, ego comes with the territory, but it's
not always a bad thing.
It's not, but it's all about keeping yourself in check, humbling yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Having a sense of humor, of course. Never losing your humanity. And never looking down on anyone else or treating them like sheep or whatever.
No, I mean, they're not like that in this movie.
Basically, the moral is, don't be a complete freaking narcissist.
Well, like, yeah, I'm not saying these these characters are unlikable. I'm not saying their egos are so big. Like, I'm just saying
No, they do. Yeah, I mean, they certainly do. But, like, in a sense that kind of comes with the territory of what they do for a living. So not so far in the direction of they just alienate every single person around them. And also a lot of it comes from people sort of manipulating them in one direction or the other, whether it's the lawyers or family members. And again, like I said, I like that they're really just kind of portrayed as human beings, the characters in this movie.
I see them as a person that I would know.
Yeah, like flaws and all. Like, it's less of sort of a right versus wrong and more people are just kind of flawed and do things in certain situations that maybe they would regret later, but everybody's human. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to make an error. Everyone is just kind of like that. So I didn't see this as a movie as we're supposed to root for one over the other. It's more so rooting for them to just get out of this situation with a little bit left in their bank account.
Yeah.
And a little bit of their humanity left.
Yeah, they're...
Mountain Dew?
No. I don't like Mountain Dew, especially...
This is Diet Mountain Dew.
That's even worse.
What?
Yeah, the performances were all great.
That scene with the knife.
Oh, yeah.
There's a scene involving, like, a pocket knife in this film.
Yeah, that was stressful.
I know. Where, again, it's like when a character makes a mistake like this, the movie's good at showing, like... you can connect the dots of what led to him doing what he did.
Yeah.
Like, hindsight's 20/20. Like, of course he would take something like that back. But at the time, it probably made total sense in his head that this is probably what I should do in this situation.
You thought it was a retractable knife, right?
Yeah. Or he didn't realize it was out, and he accidentally cuts himself at one point at the worst possible time that he could have done this. And it was
It looked painful.
It was also funny.
Oh yeah, no, because it's awkward. Like,
Yeah.
You're like, because this person that witnesses this is like, are you okay?
No, and he has to play this off because, like, he's being monitored at this point. He's like, "Oh no, I'm fine," and you can see blood dripping down his fingers and everything. Like, it's the movie's a lot like Kramer versus Kramer.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
Yeah, another great film. This one is what Kramer. It's good that there's a movie like this to show really the same situation in a modern setting in 2019 to give like a realistic portrayal of what this process might be like now versus Kramer, which is a great movie. Dustin Hoffman and Meryl Streep are fantastic, and it won Best Picture when it came out. It's a movie from 1979, so it reflects what that was like going through in 1979, and now we have this in 2019. I'd be interested in going back and rewatching Kramer versus Kramer again sometime after watching this. That movie's got scenes in it that are brutal and a half. Holy crap. But again, like brutal in a way where it's like, at the end of the day, this is 1979. And it's an interesting companion piece too with the TV show Divorce.
Oh yeah, we still need to finish that show.
If you haven't seen the show Divorce, it's hilarious. Like, we've watched it since it first came out. It's got, I think this season is its last, so it's a quick series to go through. It's like 3 seasons.
Yeah, it's like those HBO shows are like 8 episodes or something.
It's the one with Thomas Hayden Church and Sarah Jessica Parker going through divorce, and it's very funny. Like, but again, it doesn't, it's extremely funny, but doesn't sugarcoat certain aspects of what this couple goes through. It still is taking place in a somewhat reality, but doing it with a sense of humor, certainly. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's extremely funny. This is one of my favorite movies this year. I hands down thought this is one of the best movies I've seen this year.
I don't know why it's going to Netflix.
Well, because the theaters needed more room for the Playmobil movie.
Right, yeah. More Playmobil.
That sucks. Like, I wish I had gone downtown to go see this movie. It's like, on the one hand, it's good that movies like this certainly get seen to a wide audience because of something like Netflix, and in a lot of cases get made because of something like Netflix or another streaming
Some movies
channel.
I like to see in theaters for the experience.
Yeah,
though, you know.
I know but that's why I went downtown to go see The Irishman, because I wanted to see it in theaters. I think it's a great way. I said in the video that I highly recommended seeing it that way.
It's funny that both the leads are both in like major franchises right now.
Oh,
Star
Scarlett
Wars
Johansson and Adam Driver. Yeah, I know. And so it's like, the frustrating thing about it is that we're watching this on TV, but I saw Jexy in the theater. Easily saw Jexy in the theater because it was playing in a couple of thousand theaters. It was a mainstream release. Like, we're watching this, one of the best movies of the year, and I saw Playing with Fire on the big screen.
You need to experience the on the big screen. Otherwise, you don't get the full experience, honey.
But again, I'm glad that because of this, because of that these movies still have a platform and are able to get made and seen by a big audience.
And like independent directors can probably get something onto Netflix and get a following.
And you can, and you know, you can still see, I mean, you know, if you live by a theater showing it. You can't, like, I wish I had gone downtown to go see this movie, because you can still see movies like this in theaters if you live close enough to one. Like, Netflix did do a cool thing with The Irishman. Like, before it showed on The Irishman, they had a site that made it very, very easy to show what theaters it was playing at. Because other sites can be kind of confusing in sort of navigating, and they did make it really easy to find theaters that were showing The Irishman. So they do still, like, encourage, if you're playing in a city showing one of these, to go see it. So I highly recommend checking this movie out. I mean, it really was one of my favorite movies of the year, just for the performances alone, and that it's not demonizing anyone in it by any means, showing some as being wrong in certain situations, yeah, but always keeping them as a human being. And you just, oh man, like, things are just, it's like a snowball effect when someone is pissed on the snowball, and it's like gonna roll down and get bigger and bigger and bigger and just crush urine in someone's face by the end of it. Like,
that's a picture.
Hey, some people who have gone through divorce would maybe rather get hit in the face with a urine-soaked snowball.
He paints quite a picture, doesn't he?
I heard you paint urine-soaked houses. That's an Irishman reference.
Really?
Yeah, the movie ended with Joe Pesci hitting De Niro in the face with a urine snowball.
Stop it.
Okay, sorry. Spoiler alert. See, she hit me. Did you see that?
No.
Your Honor, let the evidence show. All right, Eddie. You ready to go upstairs?
I'm ready to eat something.
Oh, well, it sounds like we're in somebody's spot. Okay. All right, everyone.
No, we're not.
Oh, well, someone was out there honking. Maybe they want us to finish up so that they can review the Playmobil movie. All right, thanks for watching, everyone.
Bye.
Take care.